Across the icy fjords and windswept plains of Scandinavia, a name echoes through the ages: Ragnar Lothbrok, a name whispered in hushed tones by firelight, synonymous with Viking prowess and ambition. Ragnar stands as a colossal figure in Norse history and legend, captivating imaginations for centuries. Was he a real man or a myth? The answer remains elusive, yet the tales spun around Ragnar continue to enthrall us. They speak of daring raids, cunning strategies, and unwavering courage. Ragnar embodies the Viking ideal, a fierce warrior who lived by the sword and carved his name into history. His story is not just about bloodshed and conquest, though those elements are undeniably present. It's about ambition, leadership, and the pursuit of glory. To understand Ragnar, one must delve into his lineage, shrouded in myth and speculation. Some sagas claim Ragnar descended from Odin himself, the All-Father of Norse gods. Others link him to the legendary hero Sigurd Ring, solidifying his place in a lineage of powerful rulers. This connection to the divine, whether literal or symbolic, adds another layer to Ragnar's formidable image. He's not just a warrior king, he is touched by destiny, chosen by the gods. One persistent legend claims Ragnar's father was none other than Sigurd Ring, a legendary Danish king. Sigurd, known for his victories and a magical ring imbued with the strength of a serpent, represents the epitome of kingship and military prowess. If Ragnar was indeed his son, it would explain the burning ambition and strategic brilliance he displayed throughout his life. This lineage, steeped in both power and the supernatural, sets the stage for Ragnar's own extraordinary life. He's not just a warrior, but a descendant of gods and heroes, a man born into a legacy of greatness. The power lies in the narrative they create, a narrative that elevates Ragnar to the realm of legend. Ragnar's story, like many Viking sagas, is one of bold raids and relentless ambition. He first bursts onto the scene as a young man, leading daring raids against unsuspecting settlements. His name, previously unknown, quickly becomes synonymous with daring and strategic brilliance. He understands the element of surprise, the brutal efficiency of the Viking attack. One famous tale recounts Ragnar's conquest of the town of Paris. Legend has it that he arrived with a small fleet, tricking the Parisians into believing they were outnumbered. In reality, Ragnar had strategically hidden the bulk of his ships, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. This cunning, this ability to outwit his enemies, became a hallmark of Ragnar's legend. But Ragnar's ambition wasn't simply about plunder. He craved something more: glory, a legacy that would outlive him. Each raid, each victory was another verse in the saga he was crafting, a saga meant to be sung by generations to come. Perhaps the most enduring aspect of Ragnar's story is not his own deeds, but the legacy he passed on to his sons. These were not just heirs to his name, but extensions of his ambition, his thirst for conquest. Names like Ivar the Boneless, Bjorn Ironside, and Sigurd Snake in the Eye would become synonymous with Viking might, each carving their own bloody path across Europe. These sons, each embodying a different aspect of their father's character, became legends in their own right. Ivar, known for his cunning and ruthlessness, orchestrated the invasion of East Anglia, avenging their father's death. Bjorn, a skilled warrior and explorer, led expeditions across the Mediterranean, expanding the reach of Viking influence. These weren't mere acts of vengeance or conquest, they were testaments to the legacy Ragnar had built. The sagas tell of Ragnar's pride in his sons, how he instilled in them the values of courage, strength, and cunning. He understood that true power lay not just in individual achievements, but in creating a dynasty that would perpetuate his name and influence long after he was gone. While Ragnar's legend looms large in Scandinavia, his impact resonated far beyond those shores. His raids on Francia, the precursor to modern-day France, sent shockwaves through the Carolingian Empire. The very name Ragnar became synonymous with terror, a reminder of the Vikings' ability to strike at the heart of Christendom. Monasteries, once havens of peace and learning, found themselves vulnerable to Viking raids. The chaos unleashed by Ragnar and his ilk forced the Carolingian kings to bolster their defences, forever changing the political and military landscape of Western Europe. Yet Ragnar's impact on Francia wasn't solely destructive. The Vikings, through their raids and eventual settlements, brought with them new ideas, technologies and trade routes. They challenged the existing order, forcing the Carolingian Empire to adapt and evolve. As with many legendary figures, the details surrounding Ragnar's death are shrouded in mystery and conflicting accounts. Some sagas claim he met his end during a storm, his ship dashed against treacherous rocks. Others paint a more dramatic picture, a fitting end for a warrior of his stature. This version claims Ragnar, captured during a raid on the kingdom of Northumbria, was thrown into a pit of venomous snakes. According to legend, as the serpents sank their fangs into his flesh, Ragnar laughed defiantly. He taunted his captors, King Aella of Northumbria among them, proclaiming that his sons would avenge him. The image of Ragnar dying in a pit of snakes, his voice ringing out in defiance, has resonated throughout history. Whether he met his end in a storm or a snake pit, one thing remains certain. Ragnar's death was not the end of his story. It was merely the beginning of a new chapter, one written by his sons and fueled by their desire for vengeance. Beyond the historical debate and mythical embellishments, Ragnar Lothbrok represents something more profound, the embodiment of the Viking spirit. He embodies the courage and daring that allowed the Vikings to sail across uncharted seas, to raid and trade from North America to the Caspian Sea. He is a testament to their adaptability, their ability to thrive in harsh environments and conquer seemingly insurmountable odds. Ragnar's cunning and strategic brilliance highlight another facet of the Viking mindset. They were not simply barbarians driven by bloodlust. They were skilled tacticians, capable of complex maneuvers and exploiting their enemies' weaknesses. Ragnar, with his clever strategies and bold gambles, exemplifies this often overlooked aspect of Viking warfare, and yet within Ragnar's character there's also a touch of chaos, a wildness that reflects the unpredictable nature of the Viking age. This volatile mix of courage, cunning and a hint of chaos is what makes Ragnar such a compelling figure, a true representation of the age in which he lived. Ragnar's story reminds us that history is not always black and white, and that even the most legendary figures are complex individuals driven by a multitude of motivations. The enduring fascination with Ragnar Lothbrok extends far beyond the pages of ancient sagas. His story has found new life in modern media, captivating audiences through novels, television shows, and video games. From historical fiction to fantasy adaptations, Ragnar's legend continues to be retold and reimagined for contemporary audiences. The History Channel's series Vikings, while taking creative liberties with historical accuracy, brought Ragnar's story to a global audience. Travis Fimmel's portrayal of the Viking king as a charismatic, complex leader resonated with viewers, showcasing both the brutality and the ingenuity of Viking society. The series, though fictionalized, sparked a renewed interest in Viking history and culture, demonstrating the enduring power of Ragnar's saga. These modern interpretations, though often diverging from historical accounts, highlight the adaptability of Ragnar's story. The continued presence of Ragnar Lothbrok in modern media speaks to the timeless appeal of his character and the enduring fascination with the Viking age. Ragnar Lothbrok's story, a tapestry woven from history, myth and literary embellishment, continues to captivate imaginations centuries after his death. Whether he was a real figure or a composite of various Viking heroes, his impact on the Viking age and its legacy is undeniable. He embodies the spirit of the Vikings, their courage, cunning and unwavering thirst for exploration and conquest. His story, passed down through generations of skalds and storytellers, has evolved over time, taking on a life of its own. The historical Ragnar, if he indeed existed, is now inseparable from the legendary figure who has become a cultural icon. He is a symbol of an era, a reminder of the Vikings' impact on the course of European history. And so, the saga of Ragnar Lothbrok lives on, etched in fire and song, a testament to the enduring allure of the Viking spirit.